all for being here. Well, for those of you that have not been here before, Happy Hour for Hope was started back in June to bring a little positivity into the world right now at a time when so many people are struggling. And I just wanted to create kind of an oasis for people to take a breath and sit back and be with other good people and practice some generosity. And so if you would like to make a contribution, tonight's charitable partner is Annie's Angels. And I always let the guests choose who will be our partners for each event. And so we'll have Adam tell us a little bit about Annie's Angels shortly. He can tell you about the good work that they're doing.
Are you on mute?
So
I can't see it.
let me just, this is.
Sorry, guys, I got it. We're good. I need 2 more minutes to figure it out, but I had to re-download Zoom, apparently. Zoom had a bug, so we're good to go. We're going to do magic tonight, I promise.
We're not worried. We know it'll all be good. So if you'd like to make a contribution to Annie's Angels, you can go to our Happy Hour for Hope website. It's happyhourhope.com. And there you can purchase a drink. Soft drink is $5, beer or wine is $10, and on up the scale. Of course, those aren't real drinks. I would love to bring you a drink more than anything, but those are, that's the way you make your contribution. And 100% of your contributions go to our charitable partners. This is not a moneymaker for anyone. So also, these are the different organizations that we have contributed to in the last 6 months. And you can kind of see they're in some groups. The top 3 are about providing support to people who've been really impacted by the pandemic. The next 4, that's right, 4, Southern Poverty Law Center, Color of Change, Together Rising, Black Lives Matter, have been fighting for social justice. The Society for the Reinstitutionalization of Storytelling is out of Detroit, and they are facilitating cultural change in the city of Detroit through the art of telling stories. Project Vesta was fascinating, and they told us about how they're extracting carbon from the atmosphere using Mother Nature. Friends of Guest House is helping women reintegrate into society from incarceration. And then tonight is Annie's Angels. So do visit, and as you can see, we've contributed $5,200 to these organizations over the last 6 months. So I'm really grateful to all of you for your generosity. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming back and coming for more. David Colton made it.
Hey.
Can you believe that?
Just had to get dinner ready, and it's all ready, so I'm here to watch.
Okay, good. We're so glad you're here. Mom and Dad are here, the Tokars. Snow's here. Brandon, I have heard wonderful things about you. And I'm so glad that you're able to be here. Well, how are we doing, Adam?
We're good.
We're good? So
that was the magician in trouble there. I was just trying to lower the expectations before we dove right in.
Well, so can you tell us a little bit about Annie's Angels?
Sure, yeah. First and foremost, thank you all so much for being here and sharing some magic. Annie's Angels is kind of my local charity. It is, they reached out to me a few years back and asked to do a magic show. I do 2 charities a year. They were local, so I did it and fell in love with the cause. In a nutshell, what they do is when people are faced with medical needs and they can't afford them, in pretty much New Hampshire based, they take care of them. So one example is a guy that was sort of a local, I don't want to say hero, but local townsman, was disabled and had a wheelchair that started malfunctioning. Annie's Angels put together $6,500 to get him a electric wheelchair and completely changed his life. They do all sorts of things like that, but really what it comes down to is if you're faced with medical bills that you can't pay, Annie's Angels steps in and makes sure that they're paid. They do it in a pretty special way where they don't, as the person in need, don't deal with anything. They don't call the bill company. They quite literally, it's like an angel came down and took care of their troubles for them. It also helps protect the finances. So it's a lot easier if Annie's Angels handles all finances so they know where the money goes. But it's just a really good organization for people in need. If anyone's ever been faced with medical bills that you can't pay, it's a very, very scary thing. And they want to do their best to end that. I don't want to say the false number. It's a very small organization. There's only a couple people in it. And I think over their 10 years or so, they've raised over $2 million in helping people. So they are very, very passionate about what they do. So you can go check them out too at anniesangels.org. They'll articulate it much better than me. I just know them as great people for doing good things. So,
well, thank you for bringing them here, Adam. So I want to introduce Adam. I think I met Adam, my goodness, 5 or 7 years ago. A friend of mine, a dear friend, Steve Farber, who's a leadership author and speaker, called me up, and he'd been speaking at a conference, and he said, I met this guy, you've got to meet him. He's amazing, but he also has a great message. And so Adam and I started our friendship. And Adam is, as you'll see, an amazing magician. For those of you who don't know a lot about the world of magic, the kind of magic that Adam performs, and Dan and John, the kind of magic they perform is sleight of hand. And it's the kind of magic that takes years of commitment. It's akin to being a master pianist who spends hours and hours and hours every day to learn how to make that art. And that's the kind of magic that Adam does. He is a master magician, and the only thing better than his magic is his heart. Adam is a beautiful soul, is a very, very caring man, a wonderful father, just a remarkable man. I consider myself lucky to have him as a friend. I consider myself honored to have him as a friend for his magic competence, but I consider it an honor just as a human being to know him and have him in my life. So as a kind of a segue into his performance, I always ask the guests if they have a song they'd like to play. And so here's Adam. So when we come out of the other side of this, my friend, you can tell us a little bit about what this song means to you.
Everybody wants a good life and a home. Everybody wants a good friend when they're alone. And everybody don't want nobody to know that everybody's got a soul with a great big hole in the middle of it. Life's a riddle and we try to solve it. So when it's dark, look on the bright side. And when it rains, wait on the sunshine. Everybody likes getting them good vibes, 'cause everybody's got a heart on the inside. We can take all the hard lessons, that little loving, and turn them into blessings. Don't complicate it, keep it simple. Just work hard and be nice to people. Oh, just work hard and be nice to people. Work hard and be nice. I don't need a castle or a throne. I'm just trying to do a little more.
Over to you, buddy. That song's about you, isn't it?
That's I try and make that the motto of my life. I mean, work hard and be nice to people, right? Anyone I know who really lives by that lives a life of prosperity and love and passion. So a lot of the kids I mentor say, how do I do this? How do I do that? And it usually just comes back to work hard and be nice to people. You know, most of the shows I've gotten and the biggest gigs I've landed and the best friendships that have blossomed have all been from nothing more than being nice to people. And that saying, it's a Dr. Wayne Dyer saying, he says, you'll get oh no, I'm sorry, this isn't Wayne Dyer. This is, I forget, I'm some famous public speaker, but he says,
Lou Holtz?
no, the main one, the one that was the big guy who was this motivational.
Oh, Dr. Ruth.
I don't know. It's not Dr. Ruth, but the saying is, you'll get everything you want in life as soon as you help enough people get what they want. And, you know, I've never seen something ring more true. You can call it karma or whatever, but I think that song encompasses that perfectly. You know, work hard, be nice to people, and more than likely you'll get everything you want out of life. So
Was it Tony Robbins?
no, it's way before Tony Robbins. It's Zig Ziglar. Sorry, there it is. It's a Zig Ziglar quote. But a mentor of mine told me that, and you know, I think we all try and do that and just try and be nice. But when you look at it as helping other people will get you where you want to be, there's something so selfless about that. And it's funny because it never works out where you do somebody a favor and the next day there's a check in the mail. You know, it's this compounding effect where if you can start to live that way, then everything you surround yourself with and everything that gets put into your life sort of follows suit. So that's why I love that song so much. And it's catchy and a nice little head bob to it. So without further ado, let's disconnect from reality for a bit. So again, thanks everybody for being here. It's what is it, 6:19? We're a little late, but you know, magician's time is a little bit different than everybody else's. So we're gonna dive right in, and I do need somebody to help right off the bat. Let's try, I see Danielle, Ayla, and Jocelyn. Can you guys unmute your mic there? I'm gonna have you guys help me out just to start and see if we're all on the same page here. I'm gonna go to my close-up camera. Can you guys see that all right?
Yes.
Perfect. So we have 3 decks of cards, and we're just gonna sort of let you guys decide which deck we start with. Who's the girl front and center? What's your name?
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn, that's my middle name. Not really, just kidding. Jocelyn, look, I have 3 decks. We're gonna call this one deck 1, deck 2, and deck 3. Okay, deck 1, deck 2, and deck 3. So to start, just name a number, 1, 2, or 3.
2.
2, that's this one here. So we'll put that one out to the center just a little bit. And that leaves us with 1 and 3. This is gonna be your final decision. Do you want 1 or do you want 3?
3.
3, so we're gonna put 3 right next to 2. So you've got 2 choices so far, and you decided 2 and 3, and that left us with this one, which I have not touched yet. Is that fair so far?
Mm-hmm.
It's really good you said 2 and 3, because those ones, see, they wouldn't work. Those aren't decks of cards at all. Those are just pieces of paper. Thankfully, we left the one that is a full deck of cards. Now we can start some magic. Very cool. You did very well there, Jocelyn. That was very good.
This is amazing.
I think you're going to put me out of a job here soon. I'm going to go ahead and actually, I can't remute you, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and show you what Andrew was talking about is sleight of hand, which is my favorite kind of magic. It's, you know, it's pretty easy to go buy some magic tricks at a magic shop and perform them. There's some that work by themselves, but the real skill, in my opinion, isn't even really in the sleight of hand, right? It's in a way of getting it to where you care about it. Because really, if we come out and say, hey, by the way, I'm going to lie to you, I'm going to cheat you, and I'm going to deceive you, and you're still going to like me at the end of it. That's the hard part, right? So when you pair that with sleight of hand, that's what we're going to do here. Hopefully by the end of this, I'll be very honest, I am going to lie, cheat, and deceive you, but we'll do it in a fun way that hopefully makes you forget about the world for a little bit. And I'm going to do most of that with sleight of hand. So to start, I'll show you, this is a regular deck of cards. There's 52 of them. And we'll give them some mixes, make sure that they're good and shuffled. And I'll teach you why you should be pretty careful playing cards with strangers. Now, a lot of times people think if you play cards in casinos, like in Vegas, that they're going to cheat you. See, the reality is in Vegas, they have the best cheats in the world working in the booths. And there's actually no way that you're going to get away with cheating in Vegas. The way that you get cheated, let me do one thing and let me see if I can pin my video here so you guys can all see it better. Well, pin that. There we go. Does that make it bigger for everyone? Thumbs
No,
up.
but I'm going to make you a host also, Adam.
All right.
I also put it on speaker view, and since you're talking, then that puts you front and center, Adam.
As long as you can all see my pretty hands and my deck of cards, we're in good shape. So what I'm going to teach you is, again, where you should look out. And that's usually in backyard poker games. That's normally when you're going to get cheated the most. See, through all these shuffles and all these cuts, while the deck does get mixed up, the problem is a good cheat can keep control of the best cards in the deck. Now, to demonstrate this, these best cards will be the 4 aces. We'll give them one more shuffle and a few more cuts just for good measure, and that should do it. Now, if I've done my job, I should have gotten one of those aces to the top. That felt pretty good. Red or black? Actually, everyone's muted, so we'll just go with the top one. Let's say, oh, black, ace of spades. Not bad, not bad. Now, that's the most powerful ace because it's got the most ink on it. So we'll put the ace of spades on the table, and in 2 cuts, 1, 2, I'll find the mate of that ace of spades. The mate is the other black ace, the ace of clubs. So while the cards looked like they were shuffled and mixed, I was cheating. I'm going to put the ace of clubs next to the ace of spades, and we're going to find the 2 red aces the hardest way I know how. We'll do them at the same time with one hand. One ace is here. The second one is here. To get those out with one hand, I snap and toss. And while that would be awesome if these were the red aces, it would only be a true miracle if, in fact, these were the black aces because those red aces were there on the table.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. That's pretty neat. So I'm going to go ahead and use the sound effects, but I can see every single one of you when you clap, and it means the world to me. So while we may not hear it, I will be seeing it, and I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll throw in a couple of the, that way I feel good about myself, but I can see when you guys are clapping, and it lets me know you're awake. So that's one of my favorite sleight of hand tricks, and I really do love playing cards. So I'm going to show you one more using playing cards. We'll use the 4 aces again because that's a good representation. I'll show you that they are the only 4 aces in the deck. And what I'm going to do is do something with those 4 aces where they go from face up to face down one at a time. But I don't want you to see them flip face up or face down. I'll explain. Basically, one at a time, each ace is going to go from face up to face down, but I'm not going to do this motion. See, most sober people could do that motion. I'm going to do it magically where you don't see it go from face up to face down. Now, being a magician, I know it's a little bit hard to trust me. It comes with the job. So what I'll do is prove to you that they're all face up. We'll do that one at a time. That's the ace of spades face up, the ace of hearts face up, the ace of clubs, my favorite, face up, and the ace of diamonds face up. They'll go from face up to face down, but I'm not going to do this motion. First one looks like this, just a shake. And that first ace should go face down. Oh, that's ace number 1. We'll shake again. That should be 2 aces have gone face down. 2 face down, 2 face up. Watch that ace of diamonds, as fair and as slow as I can. It goes in face up. Just a snap, that should leave just that ace of clubs face up. Last but certainly not least, the ace of clubs goes in face up. One final shake, and that should be all 4 aces have gone face down. Now that's the easy part. The hard part is to reverse that. So instead of going face down, if I shake backwards, they turn over face up. See, that's the first one, and it's with the 2, the 3, and the 4. I know what happened. When you weren't looking, I did what I said I was going to do, and I cheated. I slipped one of those aces into the deck. It's 13 cards from the top. That's ace number 1. Second's 12 from that. That's ace number 2. Now, the third ace we know is with the 2, the 3, and the 4. And to get that 4th ace, I just take the 3rd one, I rip it, and I get all 4 aces. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Incredible.
So that's what my passion is, really sleight of hand with cards. I love it very, very much. The downside is sometimes people say, oh, that's neat, but what else do you know besides card tricks? And that's like a knife in my heart when I hear it, but I've heard it enough then I know I have to figure out something else besides just card tricks. So I'll show you something that's a little bit new to me. It's not my effect. I didn't invent it, but it's using some coins. If I screw it up, just remember how cool that card trick was, okay? Fair enough. So we'll come back down to the close-up shot here. Nope, that's the clap. Sorry about that. We're going to use some coins, but these are really cool coins. Let me see if I can brighten this up for you a little bit. It's a bit dark. There we go.
Better.
So I'm going to use 4 coins, and these are super old silver dollar coins. These are actually over 100-year-old coins. This is back when they actually made them out of silver. And if you listen, they've got a nice little ring to them when you tap them together. If they're not silver coins, they won't do that. Now, my grandfather gave me these coins many, many years ago, and there's a classic trick. It's called the matrix. Now, the classic matrix uses some playing cards. And the cards themselves don't really matter. It's just the fact that we've got 4 of them. And the only reason we've got 4 cards is to cover each coin. Because a lot of times when magicians do magic tricks, they can't have you seeing what's going on behind the scenes, if you will. So each coin is going to get its own little card, and we'll put them sideways just like that. The idea of the trick is very simple. One at a time, coins will go across. Here's the first. That's coin number 1. We'll do it again. This one. And the last, my favorite, from long distance, that's all 4 coins jump across. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Lovely.
Now, it's neat, but at the end of the day, I'm still kind of cheating because I'm using playing cards, and I said I wasn't going to do a card trick. So we'll get rid of the cards altogether. We'll use the same 4 coins, same idea, but this time we'll use just the coins and my hands. Put my sleeves up a bit. Now, I do still have to cover the coins just slightly, just momentarily, so I can do the dirty work, as we say in the industry. But the second I cover them is the second the magic happens. You'll see what I mean. If I wave like this, that's 1. That should be 2. That's 3. Now, I want you to see the last one really go. I really want you to see the second this happens. And the easiest way for me to do that is to actually take them all, reset them back to the beginning, and then we can restart.
Yeah.
There we go. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 with a wave. That's 1, 2. That's 3. And last but not least, that's all 4 coins go across. And this trick uses nothing more than 4 coins, 2 hands, and a wasted childhood. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Yay.
All right. So one of my my jobs used to be, I was a inventor of magic. So I worked at the world's largest magic company. And what we did was invent magic tricks and sell them to other magicians. I no longer work for that company. I'm off on my own, about 2-3 weeks away from launching my own magic company, which we're really excited about. I'll show you some of the stuff that I'm working on currently. These aren't full-fledged routines. These aren't full-fledged tricks. They're just really cool visual pieces. And one of the #1 things I get asked as a magician is, well, that's cute, but can you make money appear, right? It's like, well, if you were a real magician, you could make money appear. So this is something I came up with for those people that always asked, hey, can you make money appear? And I'll show you this if I can get it lined up. I want to make sure you can see it clearly. So I'm going to hold it up to the screen, and you'll almost see the money actually start to appear. Almost as if it's printing itself like real magic. Now, I mean, that's cool and cute, but at the end of the day, what are you going to do with $1, right? You can't even buy a stick of gum these days for $1. So if we take that one step further, I'll back up a bit. We're not going to do much with just $1. $1 is not quite going to cut it for us. But let's say you wanted to take a date to a movie. At this point, it's going to need at least a 10. So watch the corners. If I cover the corners slightly, you can't really tell what kind of bill it is. And if I start moving my hands away, it's almost going to look like it's slowly starting to change from a 1 into a 10. Not all of them. We've got 1 corner left, but as I lock that corner in, now we've got 10. Still not quite enough to take a date to a movie. So let's just cut to the chase. Now we got 100 and we can actually go out to some dinner. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very nice.
All right, I'm going to get some of you guys involved here. We're going to try something with a group of people, but first, what I need to do is show you from the start that this deck is not going to move from its position. We'll leave it right here, and I'll go back down to the close-up shot. I'm going to have some people, I'm going to call on a few people, and if I say your name, go ahead and just unmute yourself. We'll start with Snow. Hi, Snow. How are you today?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Snow, we have a deck of cards here,
Yes.
and I'm going to ask you to name a color, and that's either going to be red or black. Now, if you say black, that means we're going to use the black cards. If you say red, it means we'll use the red. So, Snow, what would you like, black or red?
Red, please.
Red. Perfect. Snow, I'm going to have you pick anybody else in the window. Anybody else here? Go ahead and point to someone or just call out their name.
Denise.
Hi, Denise. Could you unmute yourself?
I will.
It's
How
good
are
to see you. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? You are fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm better now. I always like an inflated ego. That helps me out. Denise, we've gone with red. So that gives you two choices. That can be the diamonds or the hearts. It's up to you. What you say is what we'll use. Are we using the diamonds or are we using the hearts?
We're using the hearts.
Perfect. Denise, if you could point to someone else or just call out their name for me, that would be great.
David.
David, how are you today?
I'm terrific, Adam. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. Well as well. Huh. All right, so we've got red, we've got hearts.
Yep.
This is going to be your decision. We can use the low cards, that would be ace through 7, or we could use the high cards, that would be ace through king. What would you like to use, low or high?
Let's use the low cards.
Low cards. If you could point someone else out for me.
Let's go with Don.
Hey, Don. 3, 2, 1, unmute. No.
Yes.
There we go.
Looking for the mute button.
So we so far have decided on red cards, then on hearts, then on the low hearts. That's ace through 7. Don, I will say right now, aces are the #1 most common card named. If you say ace, that's the ace of hearts. Everybody leaves here going, cute, but everyone says aces. So I want you to make this hard on me. It can be ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 of hearts. Your decision is final. What is it?
2.
The 2 of hearts. Now, we didn't set this up. I didn't call all of you guys and say, you pick her, you pick him. That's the only reason we do this with multiple people. Because if I just said, hey, Andrew, name a card. He said 2 of hearts. I showed you what I'm about to show you. You guys would all say cute, but you called him before the show. We're not stupid, okay? You guys decided together. This deck has been in full view the entire time, and you've come to the conclusion of the 2 of hearts. What I didn't tell you is I turned one card a different direction than all the rest. If we go through, you're going to notice that there's one and only one card face down amongst a face-up deck. The only card that it could have been for this trick to work would have been the 2 of hearts. But it would be a really cool trick if that 2 of hearts magically changed into the 8 of clubs. But that's not the trick. We did get the 2 of hearts. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Very cool. All right. Now that we've gotten a little bit of our connection figured out, we've got some sort of connection here. I'm going to focus on one more person here. How about the other David, David Emerald? How are you today?
Doing good. Doing good. This is fun.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. So David, I want you to see we've got 4 jumbo cards. I want you to imagine that these are the 4 queens: clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds, the 4 queens. David, you're looking at the 4 queens up in the air, in your mind only. They're sitting here and there's a fire underneath them. 3 of those 4 queens are going to get burned up and disappear into the fire. Let's start here. You're going to save one of the queens, but we've got the 2 colors, red and black. Which color starts falling to the flames, the red or the black?
The red.
The red. So you have just enough time to reach in and save one of those red queens. Which queen do you reach in and save? Do you reach in and save the queen of hearts or the queen of diamonds?
The heart, of course.
The queen of hearts. Now, I don't want this to be anything funny, so I won't do any sleight of hand or manipulation, but I was pretty sure you were going to save that queen of hearts. In fact, it's the only queen that I turned face up. Now, here's the thing. You guys have seen me do some sleight of hand. You've seen that I can manipulate cards. So what's stopping you from saying, great, but you just manipulated it somehow? Well, I thought of that. That's why I made the Queen of Hearts the only red-backed card. As a matter of fact, if you didn't say Queen of Hearts, the trick wouldn't have worked because there's no other queens to have been said. So give yourself a round of applause. Well done, sir. Very well done.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Awesome.
That is pretty cool. All right, let's try and get the other. We did Jocelyn. What's the other younger girl's name there?
Isla.
Hey, Isla, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, cool. I want to show you something to start here. You see that there's a little envelope right there and it's got a question mark on it?
Yeah.
I'm going to leave that on the close-up pad so we can see this the whole time. This will be important in a minute. Did you say it was Isla or Ayla?
Isla.
Isla? Very pretty name. My daughter's name is Alina. So let's try this. This is kind of like a card trick, but not really because these aren't playing cards. These actually have the names of celebrities. There's about 52 different celebrities in this, okay? Jay-Z, Tom Hanks, Harrison Ford, Simon Cowell, Mariah Carey, Julia Roberts. You get the idea. There's about 50 different celebrities here. So Isla, what I'm going to do is split these. I'll mix them up a little bit just so we don't know the order. And I'm going to split these into 2 piles.
Okay.
Just like that. So this is my left, your right, and this is my right, your left. So when I say right or left, we're going to be talking about my right and my left. So do you want to keep the ones in my right or do you want to keep the ones in my left?
The ones in your left.
So you want to keep these ones, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. We're going to keep those. We're going to get rid of these. You didn't want any of these. No problem. We'll set those aside. We're going to do that again and split it into 2 more piles. Once again, do you want to keep the ones in my left or keep the ones in my right?
Left again.
Left. Okay. So you don't want these ones, correct?
No.
Didn't like any of those. No problem. I don't like them either. So here we go. 4 cards left. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. What number do you want? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3.
That's this one here. Is that correct, Isla?
Yes.
I want to be as fair as I can. I'm going to take this one and put it on top. That becomes your card. But this is the most important part of the trick. Because when everyone's leaving here and your mom asks you later, what would have happened if you changed your mind? You won't know unless you change your mind. So it's up to you. You can change your mind or you can keep the mind you've got.
I'll keep it.
You keep it. Okay. In an effort to be fair, we're not going to look at it yet. This is called building dramatic suspense. Okay. We'll get rid of the other ones and we'll look at the one celebrity that you ended on. The one you decided on is Brad Pitt. Okay. You might be a little young for Brad Pitt, but he was pretty popular in my day. Now, if you remember, we had about 52 different celebrities. You had multiple choices. You had a choice to change your mind, but you decided to stick with this one. You whittled down 52 into 1. And this envelope's been sitting here the whole time. I'm just going to move up to here so you can see it. What I didn't tell you is I have a photograph of a celebrity inside of this envelope, and only one celebrity. And somehow you knew exactly what celebrity was inside this envelope. I don't expect you to take my word for it, so I'll prove it. You decided on Brad Pitt. Ladies and gentlemen, Brad Pitt at 6 months old. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, I do apologize for the younger kids in the crowd. This is a full nude. I apologize. But we do all owe Isla one big round of applause because I have no idea how she knew exactly what celebrity was going to be in the envelope. Great job, Isla. Well done. Very well done.
Awesome.
You know what that means, Isla? That means when you have those gut feelings, when something feels right, but you can't explain why, it might be a little nerve-wracking, a little worrisome. You go with that gut. You go with it and you believe in yourself. All right? Well done, Isla. Very well done. All right. We're going to do a couple more here. And this one's my favorite because it brings us all together. You guys ever heard of the game Mad Libs? Do you guys remember that game, Mad Libs? Really fun game. It's a way that we can all tell a story together, and then we build that story into something usually pretty comical and funny. So that's what we're going to do. I brought some Mad Libs with me. I've got 100 cities, 100 different places we can go. I've got 100 animals, and I've got 100 food items. So we're going to go on a trip to a city. We're not going to get there on a boat, plane, or a train. We're going to get there in an interesting way, like on an animal. And while we're there, we're going to eat some food. So I need some people to help. Hi, Cindy. How are you? If you guys wouldn't mind unmuting yourself.
Hi.
Nice to see you guys. We're going to start you guys with the cities, if you wouldn't mind. So first, what I need to do is show you that these are all different cities. There's about 100 different cities here. Some I've been to, some I'd like to. And what I'm going to do is turn away. I'm going to turn away. I'll riffle. You'll say stop. Wherever you say stop, we'll look at the city, but I'm going to look this way so I can't see the city. Does that make sense? You guys will be able to look at my eyes and notice I'm not looking at the screen. Okay? So as I riffle, you just say stop nice and loud whenever you'd like.
Stop.
Right there. Remember that city? I won't look. My eyes are averted. Remember that city. So far, we have a city. Now we have to get there in an interesting way. So let's use Brian Gold. Good to see you, Brian. How are you?
Good to see you, sir.
Same idea. We got 100 animals here. Some big, some small, some local to my area, some not. I'm going to look away. You just say stop when you'd like.
Stop.
Remember that animal.
Got it.
I'm not looking. You can see my eyes here. So far, a city, an animal, now a food item. Let's go with Mary. Hi, Mary.
Hi.
Same idea. Whole bunch of food items on here. I'm going to riffle through. You just say stop when you'd like.
Stop.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the food item. So we have a city, we have an animal, and we have a food item. Our adventure begins. Now, a lot of times people will say they can read your mind or they can tell you what's going to happen before it happens. Those people are known as fortune tellers or also known as con artists, depending on how you'd like to say it. But I'm going to attempt to do something similar. There's 3 people that have 3 items in mind. We're going to start with the city. Who had the city? I forget who I called on. Cindy. Okay, so nice, loud, clear voice. If you look right into the camera, I can look into your eyes. That'll be perfect. And just think of your city. Beautiful. Got it. Okay. Nice, loud, clear voice. Let me cue up my answer here. Is the city you're thinking of Boston? Yes or no?
No.
It sounded like you said no. It might have been the mask. Was it no?
No.
You said no? Ladies and gentlemen, that's 1 for 1. That's my prediction. No. Thank you very much. Can't win them all, guys. Can't win them all. We're going on to the animal here. Who's got the animal? Brian, right?
Yep.
Brian, nice, loud, clear voice. Let me cue up my prediction. What animal are you thinking of?
Zebra.
That's 2 for 2, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is it a zebra, it's the world's first and only albino zebra. No stripes whatsoever. Thank you very much. Very rare. You don't see them often. That's 2 for 2. And we've got someone with a food item. Mary, nice, loud, clear voice. What food item are you thinking of? Let me cue up my answer.
Beer.
Deer?
Beer.
Beer.
Yeah, beer.
Happy hour for hope. How fitting is that? And I knew that because you're not going to believe it. This is the barcode for Budweiser beer. Thank you very much. If we had a scanner, we could check it. All right. So why do we do the jokes? Because obviously reading somebody's mind truly is not possible. It's just not something we can do. Otherwise, there'd be documented proof of it. But what we can do is influence. And we're all influenced every single day. You can be influenced positively or you could be influenced negatively. And in my opinion, a big part of those influences are who you choose to surround yourself with. There's a saying that you become an average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If these 5 people are manipulative, are pessimistic, are angry, you're going to sort of be influenced by that. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to influence people. If you guys can see right back here, can you guys see those numbers 1 through 8? And then there's a little yellow card in front of those numbers. That'll sit here. And then this card is what's called our prediction. Okay? So, let's see. Someone I haven't picked on here. Jennifer Tokar, how are you? There we go. Nope, still no audio here. You know what? No problem. We can do this without audio. Jennifer, all we have is 8 numbers here. You're going to pick any one of those 8 numbers and just do it by maybe holding your fingers up. It can be 1 or 8. I'm not saying 1 through 8. It could be number 1. It could be number 8. It could be 5, 4, 7, anything you want. Hold up a set of numbers on your hand there, Jennifer. That looks like 6 to me. Is that correct? Interesting. If we turn this around, you'll notice they all have little designs on them. You can see what number 6 is. It's kind of like a weird V type shape thing. And I told you there was a prediction card here. The only reason I put the prediction card here is to shameless plug my Penn and Teller Foolish trophy. Sorry, I had to. It's the only cool thing I own. So, but I will take my prediction card. I'll do nothing funny. And you'll notice your little squiggly lines are exactly what the prediction ended up being. Well done, Jennifer. Very well done. That's going to upset a couple of the magicians on here. All right. That's not mind reading, right? Oh, thank you. I see you guys clapping. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not mind reading. It's manipulation, right? I'm influencing. So let's try some actual mind reading. Now, this is the one that usually gets people pretty upset and keeps them up at night. So I need someone I haven't picked on here. Hi, hey, Stanley. Do you have a cell phone with you there, Stanley?
Oh, yes, here.
Perfect. Stanley, let me ask you a question. Do you know what Wikipedia is? Most people have heard of Wikipedia.
Yes.
So Stanley, if I was to ask you to think of any word in the English language, that sounds like a very free thing to say. Think of any word. The reality is you are quite limited, and you're limited in the sense that most gentlemen will think of about 1 of 100 words when put on the spot. Most women have a different set of 100 words. Now, obviously people are different, but you can average that out. Things like tree, car, house, cat, dog, pretty simple stuff. We're going to use Wikipedia here. Actually, I'm going to open up my calculator. And we're going to try and see the impossibility here. We're going to see how impossible what I'm about to try really is. So let me open my calculator and we'll do some math. Could you do me a favor and go on your cell phone? There's a website called wikicount.net. And that should give an up-to-date active count of how many articles are on Wikipedia. So wikicount.net. Let me know once you go there, and hopefully it's still an active website.
Yeah, I'm there right
Okay,
now.
great. Stanley, do you go by Stan or Stanley?
Stan.
Stan. All right, Stan, it should say on there about how many articles are on Wikipedia.
It
Can
does.
you round up? It should be a massive number. Just round up, and I'm going to type that in there.
Okay, 6,200,000.
6,200,000. Beautiful. 6,200,000. There should also be on there about the average word count per article.
Yes.
All right, tell me that, and I'm going to multiply those.
You want that rounded up to?
No, just give me the exact on that one.
1063.
Okay, so that's almost 7 billion words on Wikipedia. Stanley, is there a link that you can go to Wikipedia there?
Yes.
So do me a favor, hide your phone, go to Wikipedia, but tilt your phone up so nobody could see. And I'm going to kind of not pay attention because you do have glasses and I don't want someone to think somehow I can see the reflection. So I want you, Stan, type in any word you want into Wikipedia, but make this a word that would probably have an article written about it. For instance, don't type in love, because love is sort of theoretical. Type in something that probably has a Wikipedia article written about it, and then go ahead and search and see if an article pops up, because not every word does have a Wikipedia article.
Okay, I'm going to visit Wikipedia.
Yep, so click the link there to visit, and then there should be a little place where you can search for a word. Type in any word you'd like and go ahead and search and see if an article pops up.
I'm sorry, I can't get any letters to show up to count. Do my count, enter a word. I see.
You gotta type in, there's probably like a little magnifying glass. Hit the magnifying glass, that should bring up a search bar.
No, I'm sorry, I don't see that. Yes.
Okay, did an article pop up?
Yes.
Okay, great. I want you to go through that article, and I'm going to make this a little difficult. I want you to pick a word in the article, but not a small word. I need it to be a big word, like 7, 8 letters, something like that. Once you
Got
have
it.
a big word in the article in mind, go ahead
has-
and just put your phone down.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is what I'm going to have you do. I want you to think of the first letter of that word, just the first letter, okay? And Dan, since you're right under him, I'm going to have him telepathically send that letter to you. The first letter that pops into your mind, say it out loud, Dan. Hold on, Stan, think of the first letter of your word, the one you found in the article, and send it to Dan through your mind. What'd you get, Dan?
I got W.
What's the letter, Stan?
R.
R. You see how hard my job is, Dan? Right?
I feel your pain.
I know, yeah, you do. I know you do. So, Stan, remember back in the day in school when teachers would write on the chalkboard? We would be back there and we would see them writing on this chalkboard. Now, some people could get so good at taking notes that even if they weren't watching them write, they could kind of hear what letters were being written. It sounds a little far-fetched, but we're going to try that. I want you to envision I was the teacher and you looking through the screen as you looking up at the teacher, writing one letter at a time on a chalkboard. Once you get to the end of your word, go back to the beginning. I know the first letter is R, so let's go with the next letter. Don't say it, just think it. Okay? And keep spelling your word and imagining it being written on a chalkboard. Good. I think I got it. Stan? Let's try this. I'm committed. Nice, loud, clear. Oh, that's a message for all you guys, just so you know. But that's not the prediction. Nice, loud, clear voice, Stan. What is the article, or what is the word that you picked out of the article? Nice and loud.
Recommended.
Recommended. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Amazing.
Now hold on a second. Hold on. Let's be honest. I knew the first word. I knew the first letter, right? I got a little hint. So let's take this one step further, as those magicians say. You typed in any word you could have thought of. All I asked you was that it was a word that would probably have an article written about it. I want you to think of that word. Don't say any letters at all, but take something and put it to that word. For instance, if your word was tree, I want you to envision an actual tree. If it was car, imagine a car. Don't say it, but look right into the camera and imagine that. Oh, good. You got a great imagination. I'm going for it. I'm either way off or this is crazy. Stan, any word in the English language, you decided on one, you typed it into Wikipedia. What was that word?
Elephant.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to leave you with this idea that truly anything we put our mind to can be possible. And as a magician, I know it wholeheartedly. There's nothing in this world or in your life that is so challenging that with the help of a community and like-minded friends that you can't make a reality. Just like there's no way I could have known what words you would type in. Somehow, with all of your help, we made that a reality. Give yourself a round of applause. Very cool.
Awesome.
Very cool. So to end this show, I want to again thank you guys so much for being here. If you have the means, it would mean a lot if you could help Annie's Angels out. Obviously, anything, especially like a non-for-profit, is struggling right now. So if you have the means, awesome. If not, thank you for sharing some time. I want to end this with one final prediction. Now, normally I send this out in an email, so you don't think I was doing it behind the table or something, but I do promise this was pre-generated. This is what I thought our Mad Lib story would look like, and I'll share that with you now. Last night, I dreamed I was performing a Zoom show for the awesome folks at Happy Hour for Hope. It was a great show, and I had a feeling our story would take place in London while riding a zebra and drinking some beer. Very cool.
Tremendous.
Oh,
So
great.
again, thank you guys all so much. I appreciate you sharing the evening with us. And I hope you guys stay optimistic, creative, and all around awesome. Thanks again for being here, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Adam.
Thank you so
Adam.
much.
Great work.
Thank you so much. Fabulous.
Amazing. Thank
Adam,
you.
thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
You were fantastic.
Yep.
Nice to virtually meet you all, and hopefully we'll get to do this in person sometime soon.
Hey, we have a couple of minutes. Does anyone have a question for Adam Wilber?
Besides, how did you do that, of course?
I actually have a question for you, Adam. I don't know why I've never asked you this before. How did you prepare, and how long did it take you to prepare for Fool Us?
I prepared for about a year, but for a different effect. So a trick that they didn't accept. There was some music. It was basically somebody thinks of any song in the world and I magically make that song play, but we couldn't get the rights to the music. So the actual effect that I performed, I had about 4 months of preparation, practice and rehearsal. But I was prepping to be on Fool Us for well over a year before that.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with Fool Us, Penn and Teller have been in residence in Vegas at the Rio for, I want to say 32 years, longest
Yep.
running show. And they're an institution in the world of magic. They have a show called Fool Us where they invite the world's best magicians on to try and fool them. And it's a very fun way that they do that. They kind of speak in code, so they're not really giving away the secrets. It's fun as a magician to watch it. And Adam fooled him. He came on and he did a trick and he fooled him. And his video from that segment has been viewed over 14 million times.
Yeah, and I've gotten a grand total of 0 bookings from that, which is pretty interesting. But it was, you know, it's a great show. It's really fun. They really do care more about good quality magic than people fooling them. So, you know, if you want a night of entertainment, you can pop on Fool Us anytime and you'll see some really fun, entertaining magicians on there. Fooling them or not, it's all really rock solid, fun magic.
Were they doing it up until the pandemic hit?
They're still doing it. They're
Just
went
doing
to season 7, I think they're on right now. So they called, I have something I might do on there, but if I go on a second time, I absolutely have to fool them. And this isn't at that point where it will absolutely fool them yet. So I have some work still to do, but you know, they're getting higher and higher ratings every year. So it doesn't look like that show will be going away anytime soon, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's in my mind, it's maybe the best magic show on TV that I've ever seen, because you're seeing it as you would in the audience. There's no monkey business, and you're seeing truly great magicians.
Yeah,
I think because they respect magicians so much, they set it up in such a way that it's, you know, it's very respectful of magic, and to me that shows.
And I think the best part of the show is, you know, they don't want to be fooled, right? It's Penn and Teller. We're the smartest people in magic, and rightfully so. Teller is one of the most knowledgeable magicians that has ever lived, not just alive today. But once you do win, what they give you is a big trophy that says F you. So that's them sort of giving it right back to you, you know?
Well, here's a follow-up question, Adam, because, and it's funny, Dan, I've never asked him this either. One of the prizes beside the trophy is you get to perform on their show in Vegas.
The wording of that is interesting. So the wording of the prize is almost exactly what you said. The reality, Shin Lim won America's Got Talent and Fool Us. He's a close friend of mine, and he beat them before I went on. And I said, oh, dude, like, I just want to win so I can perform on their show. And I don't want to say it's misrepresented, but the way I heard what I wanted to hear, which was you open their show.
Right.
I mean, that would be insane. the reality of what happens is they perform their entire show. And at the very end of it, they quite literally go, oh, so we're going to go into the lobby and sign autographs. But if you want to stay and watch, we have someone that fooled us that will do another trick. So I have a few friends that stayed on and said they were performing to 2,000 people standing up, walking out to the lobby.
Oh,
Oh,
The other part of it, if you don't
Boo.
want that, is they write you a check for $1,000. So I quite quickly said, this is how you spell my last name, and here's my address. Thank you very much.
Well, dear friends, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you again, Adam. I think you can all appreciate from seeing his artistry that what you were seeing tonight is performed without any trick props or anything. It's just the years of skill in his hands and years of practice and
Lack of
so much-
girlfriends. All the magicians
Social
laugh because
life.
they know how true it is.
years of self-denial.
Yeah.
So Jennifer and I want to wish you all the happiest of holidays, a wonderful holiday season, and we hope you have a wonderful 2021. And I look forward to seeing all of you. God bless you. Thank you for being part of this year, and just love you.
Thanks all.
Thanks,
Be
Andrew,
safe.
for doing
Thanks
this.
for doing this, Andrew.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Andrew.
Really.
It's a
Bye-bye.
great service.
Oh, be well.
Thanks.
thank you so much.
Thank you all.
See you next year.
Bye.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.